Will I come here again? Probably not. I'd rather save up and go China and enjoy there. What is up, everybody? My name is Wymo. I usually don't do any review like this, but now I just decided to give it a try because I'm really a big fan of the 24-hour spa. Today, I finally visited the Bubble House Spa in Jurong East in Singapore. For me personally, I'm a big fan of the 24-hour spa in China. So whenever I plan for my China trip, the first thing I will look is for the 24-hour spa. And I will usually plan my flights around midnight so that the moment I land, I can go straight to the spa. So I reached around 3:30 p.m. and I opted for the 6 hour, which is 59 Singapore dollar. Slightly more expensive than China, but you know, Singapore, so it's acceptable. So the moment I reached there, the staff picked up my shoe and handed me the key to the locker, which is the same process as in China. The moment I went inside the locker room, I was greeted by the staff, which is a very common thing, and guided me to the bathing area. So the moment I reached the bathing area, that is where I met with my first disappointment of the day. There were way too many children and they are just playing around, jumping in the pool. You know, I mean, people come here to relax, but you know, I find it very disturbing. But I try not to pay attention and I just went to one of the empty pool and quickly get a shower and went inside the main area. Once I reached the main area, I quickly took a stroll around and I noticed that it is a very small space, and there is also a live music playing, which I find a bit strange. I'm a musician myself and I appreciate music, but the way the performers are positioned, right, it's right in the middle of the entire hall. So even if you're inside the cinema or if you're in the sleeping pod trying to rest, you can still hear the music very loud. I think the music should have been somewhere, you know, in the corner inside the dining area, which they segregated inside. Fruit buffets. You know, as expected, there's a lot of seasonal fruits, but to my surprise, it's not as sweet or delicious as the one I had in China. And of course, they have unlimited ice cream as well, Haagen-Dazs, yeah. And there's a lot of hot tea selection as well. So after enjoying my fruits, I went to the cinema straight because I was curious what they were showing today. So when I went in, they were playing Jason Bourne. I couldn't remember which number was that. So I was there for like a good 25 minutes or so. The very disturbing thing is that every minute there will be a few people entering the cinema, and whenever they enter to the main door, the live music will be blasting out and it suddenly become very bright as well. So it's a bit frustrating, not a very good, you know, cinema experience. Then shortly a group of kids just stormed inside the cinema, jumping around, and that was my last straw. I just left the cinema and I went to the sleeping pod. I find it very strange that in every capsule there is a very large smart TV, which I think is a unnecessary function, you know. To my surprise, I couldn't get a good rest because I can hear the live music and it's very loud and it's very bright as well. Not to mention, the worst part would be the children running around. At one point, one of the lady just shouted at the kids, you know, for like an hour, moving around. I just gave up. I couldn't sleep there anymore because it was very loud and very bright as well. So I just went for a second round of fruits, went to the sauna, jacuzzi, and then I just left. So the important question, will I recommend this place or not? If you want to experience it for the first time, I think it's good. But this is nothing compared to the spas in China. So let's say if I rate the spa in China 4 out of 5 or some even 5 out of 5, this would be like 2 out of 5. Now I want to talk about my honest feedback. The first would be the live music. Once again, I'm a musician and I appreciate live music, but it should be in the corner of the restaurant and the volume should be lower so that the people who are trying to get some rest or walking can, you know, just have a good rest. And the second thing is going to be a very debatable topic, but if this place does not allow kids under 16, because you see, this is a spa, you know, people come here to relax, have a good time, but if you see the kids running around, jumping, screaming, it's very disturbing. Parents are also not doing anything. They are just let their kids run around. I don't even know where are they. So will I come here again? Probably not. I'd rather save up and go China and enjoy there. Anyway, thanks for watching. See ya.